Okay, something I hear from my patients all the time is, Joel, my balance really stinks. And it's usually while they're doing something else, right? So I might have them do something as simple as like a step up like this into this position here, and they're wobbling all over the place, and that they kind of, make an excuse like, I used to have good balance, but it seems to have left me, or my balance is kind of low today. It's almost like people, think of their balance as like a chemical in their body, like, oh, I'm low on potassium, I'm low on balance. So the key with balance is you have to practice it just like anything else. So I want to give you guys some drills and then some exercises that will challenge your balance. So the first thing I want to show you is 2 drills that will, if your balance is pretty poor, will help you to start getting a balance a little bit. It's not quite an exercise that works your muscles, but allows you just to start working on balance. So the first one that I like to do with patients is an exercise involving a cup on a step. So this little drill, what you do is you stand on one foot, you have to come up, touch this cup, and then put your foot back down. And the reason I do this is if your balance is pretty poor, you won't be able to control that motion of just touching the cup lightly. You will have to put your foot down hard to keep your balance. The whole idea of lifting your foot up and then putting it back down is hard for people whose balance is pretty poor. So we use the cup in that. The cup, if you put too much weight through it, you'll actually just crush the cup. So you could use an egg for this, probably make a mess, but so that's the first one. Just try that. Just stand on one foot, tap the cup, put it back down, do 10 on each side. The second one is stepping over a box or something about this size, so maybe like a duffel bag or something like that. And again, control is the key. So you're going to step over, put your foot down, and then come back up, just like this. Okay? And again, people who have poor balance, like let's pretend they're stepping over a sleeping dog or a puddle or something, they have to commit to it, right? They can't control that. So this is a nice exercise to help people control their balance going back and forth like this. And then something I didn't mention earlier, but I'm wearing my little toe socks here. These are all best exercises, are all best done in your bare feet. Okay, so the second one that I want to show you is modeled after something called the Y balance test. And what I use for this when doing it on a carpet is just little carpet sliders, but you could be doing it on a tile floor and use anything you want. Something just that slides. You start here in the middle, and then what you're going to do is just push out those sliders just a little bit each time. And just keep seeing if you can go further, 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 and as you go further, you'll have to really get into your ankle and your foot to control that balance. And I would do that 3 times on each side. Again, it's modeled after the Y balance test, and it's a great exercise, great drill to work on your balance. The third exercise that I like to have people do that actually involves some resistance is to work on doing a lunge. So you take a kettlebell or a weight, hold it in one side, you can have it up here or down there, and then what you're going to do is just do a very narrow-based lunge like this, and then back up. And doing that narrow-based lunge with a weight, it's working on your balance, trying to throw you off balance. You can make it a little bit harder by actually putting a pad out in front of you and then stepping onto that pad. That'll challenge it even more. So this is a great exercise, narrow base lunge with some resistance on one side to help throw off your balance. Just a great exercise to work on your balance. The fourth exercise that I like to have people do is a single leg deadlift. In a single leg deadlift, we'll kind of have to come out here just a little bit so I don't run into the wall. Looks like this. Okay. And again, requires a lot of strength and control from your foot and your ankle while doing this motion, pivoting around your hip. This exercise is designed for your hips and your hamstrings, your glutes and your hamstrings. But again, using some weight in your bare feet is a great way to work on some foot strength and balance. So there's several exercises that you guys can try. If your balance is really poor, start with those drills in the beginning of the video and then progress to these other ones which are a little bit more functional. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.